Hey everyone, I'm outside again today. I'm gonna be doing some cleaning up of this garden that's against the back wall. Everything is getting a little overgrown. It's a little bit dirty inside with all the leaves and everything. I'm gonna try to pick up at least the big ones. I don't have a leaf blower yet, so it's gonna be pretty hard to clean up all these little ones. But I'm just gonna be working on this back section. I'm gonna get as much done as possible. It's been a while. And then when I'm done with that, I still have this pile of grass that needs to be dumped. So I'm gonna fill up maybe 3/4 of the way with that. It may take me another load after this. So anyhow, I wanted to kind of just set up for anybody who enjoys watching people do yard work. I wanted to show you how I do my cleanup or how I tidy the yard. So let me get set up. The first thing I want to work on today is going to be this avocado tree. I don't know if you guys can tell, it actually is an avocado tree. It's a dwarf version. I cut it down severely a few years ago because it just grew in really ugly. And now that it's growing back, I see that some of the branches are drooping, I think is maybe the right word. So I just wanted to trim it down to make it a little bit neater. And then I also want to encourage it to focus on the branches that are growing up. So I'm going to start trimming some of these down. I just wanted to show you. I don't know if you can notice the difference. It already looks a lot cleaner now. It's not drooping way down and hitting all the flowers underneath it. So hopefully now we could focus on, I don't think it's gonna fruit this year. I read that it takes 3 years once you take it down to a stump for it to start producing again. And I think this maybe the last season before it starts fruiting. I can't remember. But hopefully, yeah, next year we'll get some fruit. It did have a ton of flowers, so I was really hopeful. But all the flowers did drop, unfortunately. So anyways, the next thing I'm going to be working on is I want to trim back my lavender. This thing I just trimmed it back not too long ago, and it's already just taking over again. And if you can see behind here, I have a tiny little boxwood. It's actually already grown, but I wanted that to get bigger so that I can shape it into a sphere. I'm really excited to get that going maybe next year. But for now, I'm gonna need to trim down this lavender, or trim back, I should say, and give the boxwood room to grow. So let me do that. It's already looking so much cleaner just from the lavender getting trimmed back. But you can see I have another boxwood back there. I'm not sure if that one is gonna stay or not. I was hoping to make a hole, or not maybe a hole, but just a row of it. Maybe add one more around here. And I wanted to make all the same shapes. That one's growing kind of into a cone-ish shape. I don't know if you can tell on camera. So maybe I'll make this one the same. I haven't decided yet. The problem is, I'll show you a front shot view. It's getting blocked by everything that's growing in front of it, and I really don't want to block it because there are evergreens in front of it now, so it's blocking the view, and I'm undecided if I want to dig it up and move it or kind of move the evergreens that's blocking it in front. So I'm still thinking about it. If you guys have ideas, let me know. But I'm done trimming the lavender. I'm gonna go in there and pull out some weeds. I like to carry one of these little things to throw grass and weed and leaves and stuff while I'm weeding. It's just a little bit easier. It looks like I have a ton of leaves back here that is gonna need to be picked up. So I'll need a lot more than this tiny little thing. I moved dirt over here from a different section of the garden that was getting paved, and in that dirt, it actually was a raised garden. In that raised garden, I was growing some mint. You will see they're now growing here, right where we dumped the soil. So if you guys ever want to grow mint, it needs a lot of shade, but they're really easy to grow. I don't do anything. I just water the garden, not specifically targeting this area, and it still grows. And just for reference, let me show you how big these leaves are, because they're gigantic. I've never seen them so big at the store, and I have been cutting them in to eat. And let's just look at the spread. It's about the size of my palm. It's huge. So just a tip, if you guys want to grow any mint yourself, and you don't want to have to run out to the store every time you need some mint, just stick a couple of stems in water, let them root, and then stick it in dirt, and that's it. It's that easy. I'm just going in right now and breaking these suckers off of the tree. It's growing at the bottom. I don't know if you can see all of these offshoots here. And they suck the nutrients out of the tree, so I don't want them kind of growing all over the place. So when I get a chance to, I like to come in and clean all that up. And it does give a much cleaner look once you get rid of all these things. Let me see if I could get a different one set up in here. Earlier, I was talking about the boxwood. That's it right there. And it gets hidden behind a ton of these irises that grows in, so like these really tall things. And then it's also covered by these daylilies. So I'm trying to think right now. I do love the daylilies. I don't know if I would just move them somewhere else or move the boxwood. I don't really want to sacrifice the boxwood, and I have a ton of daylilies that I can just propagate if it doesn't make it, and the boxwood does not propagate as easily and they're more expensive to replace because I can't just propagate. So I'm thinking maybe clear out just this one so that the boxwood right there can be seen, and then I can shape them, and I'll grow lower annuals around or under the avocado tree and this really pretty potato tree. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next part of the garden, and that's gonna be deadheading this rose bush and this one. There's a few more over here. These rose bushes grew in so big and so beautiful. It was so full of leaves and flower and everything, and then we had gosh, maybe 5 days of heavy rain, and after that you can see disease everywhere. All these black spots, mold, mildew, whatever you call it, on everything, all of my roses. So I'm just gonna really trim them back. I've been spraying them with neem oil a couple times a week just to prevent the spread, and then I've also been pulling out any of the leaves that are infected, but it's just so much that I can't keep up. But let me get set up here. It's looking a little better. It's a little bit cleaner. And then this side still needs work. So let me try to clean this side up now. Okay. I don't know if you guys can notice the difference in the sun. That's the color of this front one. I got most of the deadheads. Oh, here's another one. Spotted stuff. I try to pull out any of these major yellow ones that I can while I was back there. It's a work in progress though, because there's so many. Like this needs to just be clipped. It's so badly damaged. That way it doesn't spread. And I'm gonna keep working on that, but the main thing I wanted to do today was deadhead all these roses. So this one's next. This is a peach colored one. I'm gonna try to get in there and clean that one up. My bin is full now, and I know I could weigh it down because it's all just leaves and stuff, but I still have some lavender clippings and clippings from the avocado tree that I gotta dump in there. And then I only emptied this bin once, so I gotta empty that, and then I'm gonna have to weigh it down with the grass that was dug up last week. So I think the last thing I wanted to do, this was something that was actually a goal for today, was to cut back this really massive lavender bush. The main reason being that it is crowding out my daisy. You can see here they're just getting pushed away by the lavender bush. So I'm gonna trim that back really quick, and I'll probably just call it a day after that. looks a lot better. I know the lavender itself probably doesn't look the best, but there's a ton of room for my daisy now, and you can see it actually was crowding out some of these other flowers. I think this is an amaryllis that it was crowding out. I've got some naked ladies in there also. There's another daylily that you can see that I'm thinking about just getting rid of. And then there's also a rose bush and another daylily back there. And those are all just getting crowded out by this lavender because it's so aggressive. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of those. But I think I'm done for the day. Alright, I think I'm just gonna clean up this mess first. I barely got any grass dumped. That pile is gonna be there a while, I think. But from this angle, it does look a little bit cleaner. And I think next week I'm gonna move along to this portion. You can see tons of, are those poppies that need to be cleaned up? But I'm gonna call it a day. It's super hot, it's really bright, and the bin is full, so there's no place for me to put trash. So I don't want to just leave a mess everywhere. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's basically just me cleaning up. I know a lot of people are not in the position or do not have a yard to be able to enjoy gardening, so they enjoy watching other people. So tune in for the next portion, probably in a couple weeks. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe down below. Bye.